Yo, today I'm going to define what a program is and I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up in your MPC Live. Let's get it.
Mini clip.
What's up? This is the King Go Caesar at thekinggocaesar.com, bringing you unboxing, gear reviews, and tutorials just like this one. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hit that bell notification button or receive 100 years of bad luck. I'm just playing, guys. You won't get no bad luck if you don't hit it. But if you want to be up on all the new videos, then go ahead and hit that bell notification so YouTube can let you know when my videos go live. Let's dive into the content. The first thing we're going to do is define what a program is in the MPC. A program is a way to import samples into your MPC so that you can create patterns for your sequences. Once you have enough sequences, then you can create songs or a full beat within your MPC. When most people think of programs, they think of drum programs in the MPC. Well, you can also import melodic samples to put on your programs, or you could have a hybrid of drums and melodic samples within the programs that you create in your MPC. One of the biggest use cases for programs in your MPC is for your chops. A lot of people will bring in samples, chop their samples up, and then create programs out of the chops that they've done. So let's get to it. I'm about to show you how to load drums, melodic samples, and how to create programs out of your chops within the MPC. Let's get to it. In order for you to start making programs on your MPC, you have to know what the icon for the programs section is. So right here, if you see these 4 MPC pads, that's what it kind of looks like. When you see that lit up, you are now in your programs. What you will see down here is it'll say program 001 and you're ready to get started. So right here we have an empty program. Now we have to get samples for this program. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our browse menu. And you can do that on the MPC Live too, like I have. And most likely on most of the MPCs that you have, this will be a shortcut. So you can double click the menu button and it'll take you to your browse section. Now everybody is different for where they place their samples within their MPC, whether you have it on your external hard drive or you have it on your internal hard drive, wherever it is. Point being taken is that you need to know where your samples are in order for you to load them in to your MPC. So go to where your samples are, your drum samples, and let's load some drums up. Now right here I have a drum kit that I've had for a very long time. We're going to start taking samples from this kit and start building our program. Right here you'll see that this square is green. This is letting you know that this is where your sample is going to be loaded if you loaded a sample right now. I'm going to start on pad 1. Now that you see that pad 1 is green, we're ready to load our sample into pad 1. I'm going to start with a kick. I like this kick right there. From here, once you find the sample that you like, you're just going to go to load. And once you go to load, that sample is now on this pad. I'm going to hit it one more time and it should turn yellow. Now that it's turned yellow, that lets you know that that sample is on there, and you should be able to hear the sample once you click on the actual pad as well. I'm going to create this kit out. I'm going to go find some more samples, and I'm going to load about 3 more just to have a beginner kit for us to work with. Okay, I'm back. Now I have 6 samples in this drum kit that I've created. Now I can go back to main. And now each of those samples are on the designated pads that I assign them to. One of the things that I try to do, and I also tell other people to do, especially when you're starting out, is to name your drum programs. So that's pretty easy to do. So what you would do is go over to here to this pencil. You would click that. Then you can go at the top and click on that. It'll bring up the browser where you can name it. So we're just going to name this temp. Now, if you wanted to save this and bring it back up when you wanted to, you could go down here to save current program, and then it will ask you where you want to place it. So whatever drive or location you want to save it. What I tell people to do is you can go down here. Once you find the location you want to save this program, is go in there, create a new folder that says programs, and then save all your programs in there so that you can recall them whenever you would like. Now, just because you have samples on your pads doesn't mean that you can't switch them around. If you find a sample that you think is better than the last one that you loaded up as you're going through them, you can replace that sound with a new one. So let's do that. Let me show you how to do that right now. So I got this clap and I like this snare better, right? What I would do is I would hit the pad that had my snare on it. I would have this lit up over the new sample that I want, and I would just click load. And now I have that snare on that pad. It's that simple. Okay, so now that we have our drums on there, like I said, you can also import melodic samples. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Splice and I'm going to import a sample into this drum kit and make like a drum kit kind of hybrid. Now we're here in Splice and I found a sample that I like. So now I'm in the Splice menu and it's just as easy as dragging and dropping the sample onto the pad that you want it to go on. So I'm dragging it. Notice that once I hover over these pads, the pad is turning yellow. Now be careful not to put this on a pad that you already have samples assigned, because it will replace it. So I'm going to put this right here in this empty pad, one that doesn't have any writing on it, and I'm going to drop it there. On my MPC, I now have that sample loaded into my drum kit, or this kit that I just created. Now, if you didn't want to create a hybrid with drums and just melodic samples, you just wanted a program with melodic samples on there, but you already have your drum kit, what you would do is you would just stay in the program section, and then this plus sign right here, if you can see it, there's a little white plus right there. What you could do is click that, and now it would give you program 001, which is an empty program. And you could put all your melodic samples on there and then save it the same way that I just showed you with the drum kit, and have a totally different program made up of melodic samples if you wanted to. If you guys are finding value in this video, do me a favor and hit the like button, because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now, the third way people use programs is when they're sampling. Let's get that same sample that we just brought in, chop it up, and then create a program from the chops. Since we have this sample in our drum program already, it's as simple as hitting that pad and then going to sample edit. So this is how you do that. You hit the pad, you're going to get the sound. You can stop it if you don't want it to play, but then you're just going to go to menu right here, and then you're going to go to sample edit. Now once you go to sample edit, because you hit that pad is going to show up in the sample edit portion. So if I went back and I hit that hi-hat, and I went to menu and I went to sample edit, now that hi-hat is in there, and then I can edit this hi-hat. But we're going to go back, hit that sample, go to menu, go to sample edit, and now this is in here. Now this is not a tutorial on chops, so I'm just going to do quick chops. But if you guys want a video on how to chop your samples or how to bring samples in, let me know in the comment section below, and I would be happy to do a video for you guys. But let's just do some quick chops in here. So right here, it says trim. We're going to go to chop, and then we're going to chop this by regions. So now that we chopped it by regions, it made us 16 chops. Now, in order to convert this into a program, what you're going to do is you're going to hit shift, and then you're going to go to convert. Now, once you do that, it's going to ask you if you want to turn this into a new program using slices. And we're going to say yes. We're going to go to do it right down here. So let's do that. Now when we go to main, underneath our program section, we can see that we have the drum program that we created. But if we click on that till it lights up red and go over, now we have the chops that we just created in this program. Now there you go, 16 chops. And like we did before, we can go in here, hit the pencil, go in here, change this into what we want to change it into, piano. If we want to do that, say do it. We named it, and then we can save this into our program folder and recall it whenever we want to. Now that you guys have your program set up, I also want to give you an extra tip and tell you that it's easy to switch samples between programs as well. A lot of people forget that once they start messing around with the MPC, how easy it is to switch kits and move things around and create new programs based off the drum programs that they've already created. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now we're going to go to the browser menu again by double clicking the menu button. Now down here it says browse, but over here it says sample assign. So let's see what that's about. And now we have our temp program pulled up that we just created. Now I have another drum kit that I loaded in here that I use all the time. It's my King kit, and there's some snares and different stuff that I like on there. So let's go through there. This is all the samples that's within your session on the side here. So every program that you have loaded up, it'll show what samples are in the session on this side. Now see, I like that bell. So in order to get this into this current program, what I'm going to do is like we did before. I'm going to hit that button, but there's no way for me to load this down here. In order to load this sample in there, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the jog wheel. I'm going to click that down, and that's going to load that sample in there. Now that sample is in there. Now, I got this from the TM kit that I had. Now, what if I want to get a snare from my other kit that I had? So I found that snare that I like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this pad that has my clap on it. And to replace it with this one, all I'm going to do is click the jog wheel down. Now, that clap is on this pad. And I have now switched samples between kits. Now, this sample is still on my King kit. But now if I go back to main and I save this the way it is, that clap is also on the temp kit as well. So now that we got our program set up, we can make a beat now. There you go, people. Now if you guys like these type of videos, I have a whole playlist of tutorials that I will link up here in the corner so you guys can check out my other MPC tutorials. Follow me on Instagram if you guys have any questions about this videos or any suggestions on any future videos you guys would like to see me doing. You can also leave your questions and suggestions in the comment section below. Okay guys, you guys stay safe, be blessed, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.